Hello, everybody. Welcome. I'm your host, Joseph, and today we are talking about the breaking news that is Xbox has bought Bethesda and what that means for the industry as a whole. So with all that said, with all that out of the way, Future Joe, start the show. So yeah, you heard me right. This broke 9 a.m. as I was drinking my morning coffee. Microsoft has come out and announced that they have acquired Bethesda ZeniMax Media as a whole. This is huge news, which has huge implications for the industry at large. It might just be the biggest acquisition of a game publisher we've ever seen before. So with that, I'm going to bring you to Phil Spencer, who has a quote here at news.xbox.com, link in the description to my source, and he states the following. Today is a special day as we welcome some of the most accomplished studios in games industry to Xbox. We are thrilled to announce that Microsoft has entered an agreement to acquire ZeniMax Media, parent company of Bethesda Softworks. As one of the largest, most critically acclaimed privately held developers and publishers in the world, Bethesda is an incredibly talented group of over 2,300 people worldwide who make up some of the most accomplished creative studios in our industry across Bethesda Softworks, Bethesda Game Studios, id Software, ZeniMax Online Studios, Arkane, MachineGames, Tango Gameworks, Alpha Dog, and Roundhouse Studios. These are teams responsible for franchises like Elder Scrolls, Fallout, Wolfenstein, Doom, Dishonored, Prey, Quake, Starfield, and many more that will fit into an SEO. I editorialize that. Anyway, Bethesda's games have always had a special place on Xbox and in the hearts of millions of gamers around the world. Our teams have close and storied history working together, from the amazing first Doom and its id engine, innovating games to PC, Bethesda bringing their first console game to the original Xbox with the groundbreaking The Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind. Over the years, I've had deep conversations with the creative leaders over at Bethesda on the future of gaming, and we have long shared similar visions for opportunities for creators and their games to reach more players in many ways. So with that, let's just stop right there because it's more like, corporate circle jerking. So here's the deal. This is huge news, and honestly, if you are an Xbox fan, this is like the equivalent to when Sony bought Insomniac, to me, just because of, their very close partnership together. And I think it says it there in the second paragraph where, they've done a lot of things together, like bringing Morrowind onto the original Xbox, Oblivion being, I believe, a launch window game, I believe, back on the 360, then overall to Game Pass. Bethesda was one of the first major publishers to start putting their games onto Game Pass in big and major ways. And so seeing this move, if you're an Xbox fan, makes total sense. Even if you're a Bethesda fan, it really does make total sense because their cultures are so intertwined with each other. So overall, right off the bat, my first thought is surprising, but makes sense. We know that ZeniMax Media has been looking for a buyer for some time now. I think all the way in January of this year, before the dark times, we heard the murmurs that ZeniMax Media was looking for a buyer. Now, rumor has it, from what I remember, again, this is breaking news off the top of my dome, but the original buyer was supposed to be Sony. So seeing Microsoft come in here and knowing that I believe the buyout was $7.5 billion, this was no easy feat. This was no easy acquisition. This was very expensive. And I think the first thing this really proves to me is that if you ever had doubts that Microsoft was not in this for the long haul, you are so dead wrong. We see major companies out there like Google or with Stadia or Amazon with some of their studio acquisitions enter the gaming world, but kind of dip their toes in it. And Microsoft, they've been a great, game publisher for sure, but they've been known for Halo, Gears, Forza for so long that they really just started branching out into being really different, to being a bigger, broader publisher with all these acquisitions this generation. Now they have over 15 plus studios. Now with this Bethesda buyout though, easily over 20 plus studios have joined the Xbox family. This proves that if you thought that Microsoft might dip out tomorrow, I don't know why you think that, but no, they're not. They're here to stay. So if you're an Xbox fan, dude, all these games are coming to Game Pass. This is fantastic. What if you're a Sony fan or a Switch fan still waiting for that Doom Eternal Switch game? You know what? I'm optimistic. Nonetheless, where am I here? I do think that these games still get published on PlayStation. I do think Bethesda will be kind of like Microsoft's third-party arm in terms of like, yeah, these are the games that like probably if they do another, Ori game, for example, or another Cuphead or whatever, that these games would be published through Bethesda and not Xbox Game Studios. Maybe that would make it easier for companies like Nintendo or more so PlayStation to really take those games. But really what this means to me is Xbox could put them on other platforms. That would be totally fine. They make a lot of wampum. And at the same exact time, there's members of those or fans of those games on other platforms. So you're still making money there. But I think the huge get here is that all these games are on Game Pass now. And I think that's the allure. It's like, yeah, you could spend like, what will be $70, next year on, whatever Bethesda game might be coming out. Or you can spend $15 and they're here on Game Pass. And hey, look, we have all these other awesome games for you. I think that's what Microsoft's approach is, because they have not been, for a very long time, they have not been this, okay, we bought this company and now you can't do anything other than doing this one thing on this one platform. So like we've seen it with partnerships with MDHR, with Moon Studios, even like Mohang with, I know I mispronounced that word so bad, sorry studio, but with Minecraft, you've seen them go out there and still allow them to publish on other platforms. And Minecraft coming to PSVR. So if you're a Sony fan, don't start sweating yet. But they didn't in any of this press release say that, yeah, these games are going to be solely first party or they're going to be on other platforms as well. So be prepared for that gut punch. But I'm really thinking that Bethesda is going to keep on making multi-platform games while their games come first to Xbox Game Pass. So to me, if I'm an Xbox fan, I am very happy. I'm if more than ever. It shows that Microsoft wants a future with us. They are working really hard for our dollar. If I'm a PlayStation fan, I am a little nervous. Or if I'm a PlayStation fan like me, who plays on everything, I have just secured a Series X pre-order. That's what this means to me. Before, I was still on the fence, leaning on a Series S. But now, there's more than just Halo Infinite to get excited about. Guys, Doom, Dishonored, Quake, Starfield, like all these games are coming for $15 a month on Xbox. You can't beat that value. And I think Microsoft has worked really hard to be the value proposition console. And today they have just nailed it. You can no longer say, fanboys and fangirls out there, Xbox got no games. No, they just paid a huge chunk of change to secure what would be, just with Bethesda alone, a powerhouse of first-party games. But now they have 15 plus studios, most of whom I'm very confident in, are incredibly talented, and now they've also picked up Bethesda, which is really crazy. Really, really crazy, because when you look at Obsidian, to me, and this is my final point, again, I know I may be rambling, but like Obsidian was kind of like when we were looking at it at the showcase, we're like, oh, they're the next Bethesda. Oh, if I'm Bethesda, I'm getting a little worried here. But now it looks like maybe, you know what, maybe Obsidian will finally make that Fallout New Vegas 2 game, Who knows? Sky's the limit. This is wild, and only time will tell. But I'm really excited to see Microsoft really, really fighting for our time, fighting for that $15, and really telling the world, no, we're here to stay, and making such awesome pro-consumer moves. Microsoft is just, it's the perfect storm for them right now. They're being completely transparent with their fans. For the most part, they are giving you what you want. They are promising the world, and looks like they're delivering with these acquisitions. This is a really awesome move by Microsoft, and it really goes to show that at the end of the day, PlayStation needs to be this aggressive. They can't be playing defense the way they have. They can't be lying straight to the face of their customers, Jim Ryan. They have to go out there and start making these big money moves, because Microsoft's moving in on everybody. This means nobody's safe. And I would like to say with 7.5 billion, that Microsoft is done. They're not going to look any further, but nope. Forget WB Games, y'all. This is where it's at. So with all that said, with all that out of the way, everybody, if you like what you see here, usually we talk about all things game news, reviews, unboxings, and guess what? I know it may shock you, but I run a PlayStation podcast called The Trophy Room, a PlayStation podcast made by the players for the players. Go check that out. It's where me and my best friend Kyle talk about the latest and greatest all things games, and we just have fun together. It's great. It's fine. So if you like all that, please hit like, share, subscribe. If you like this video, hit like, share, subscribe twice. Well, don't hit the subscribe button twice because it'll unsubscribe you, but you get what I'm saying here. Just hit subscribe, hit like, hit share. Tell your family about us. And with all that said, with all that out of the way, everybody, keep your wits about you and have a nice one.